Today we're going to take a look at how we can implement movement via rotation and the up and down arrow keys like this. The kind of movement you might have seen in those old tank games. So yeah, we can go backwards and forwards, and we can also rotate the player either way and make movement. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so I've got an empty project up. The first thing I'm going to do is create two folders, one for my scenes and one for my scripts. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create my world, rename this to world. Let me hit save and let me save it inside of my scenes. Yeah, so hit save, and let me also create my player. So this one's going to be a character body 2D. Rename this to player, and let me hit save. I'm also going to add to this sprite 2D, which I'm just going to use the icon for now. Let me line this up. Okay, hit save. Let me add a script to this player so I can move it. Okay, and this script is going to be inside of scripts. It's going to be empty as well, so let me hit create. Okay, and let me hit save. Okay, and let me go back to my world in 2D and let me drag the player in here. Okay, I'm just going to put the player somewhere around here in the middle. Let me hit save, and we can play our game by going here, or we can hit F5. Okay, so right now it looks like this. Let me close this and let me go back to my script and let me write some code that will allow us to rotate our player. Okay, so I'm gonna first get my physics process function, and what I first want to do is I want to have the ability to rotate the player. Okay, so the one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to project settings, and I need to set up my inputs. Okay, so what I'm going to have is I'm going to have the up and down keys for going forward and backwards, and I'm going to use the left and right keys for rotating either ways, clockwise and anti-clockwise. Okay, I want to have up, down, left, and right. Okay, for the up key, let's click add up and add up, and let's do the same for down. Okay, left is going to be left, and right is going to be right, and let's close. Now first of all, let me get the rotate. Okay, so first of all I'm going to implement rotation. Okay, so I need to get the rotation direction first, so let's say var rotation direction, and this is going to be equal to, let's get input dot get axis, and we're going to get left and right, and let's also make a variable to hold how fast the rotation is going to be. So var rotation speed, and I'm going to set this equal to 5. Okay, so let's update our rotation. So rotation plus equals rotation direction times rotation speed times delta. Okay, and let me hit save and let me run the game. Okay, so now when I press left or right, we can rotate the player either ways. Okay, so now let's implement movement. Okay, so let me set a variable for the player speed. So var player speed, and I'm going to set this equal to something like 500 so it can move a bit fast. Actually, let me set it to 400, and I'm going to use the move and slide function to implement movement, but we need to set the velocity of the player. Okay, so the velocity of the player is going to be equal to, and I need to get the player direction, so var player direction is going to be equal to input, and we're going to get axis again, get axis, and this time we're going to get down and up. Okay, so down and up. So now the velocity of the player is going to be equal to player direction times player speed, and then we're gonna get the transform.y. So what transform.y is, it's the vector that the player is facing in at all times, no matter which way you rotate it. Okay, so let me hit save, and I'll explain what I mean when I get the screen up. So let me hit F5 just to play the game. So right now the player is facing up. This is transform.y. So if I were to rotate the player a bit this way, now you can see the player is facing this way. This is transform.y, okay? So now if I press up, okay, it's going down. Okay, so I've got the direction the wrong way around. So let me close this. Let me just add a minus sign in front of this right now so I can reverse this. So add minus, hit save, and let's play again. Okay, and now when I press up, it goes up, and I can rotate left or right. When I press down, it goes down. Okay, so now we've implemented our movement.